Sandwich Town Council ordinary meeting of the council as trustees of Sandwich Tollbridge Fund. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Town Clerk, that's good. And item number 1 is apologies for absence received.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So we have apologies from Councillor L. Ripley for travel commitment, Councillor N. Gray for illness, Councillor D. Marie for work commitment, and Councillor Green for a personal commitment.
Thank you very much for that. And item number 2 is declarations of interest, and this is to receive any declarations of disclosable pecuniary interests from members in respect of businesses to be transacted on the agenda. Do we have any declarations at all this evening? That's a new return. Thank you, Town Clerk. And item number 3 is the minutes of the previous meeting and committees. To approve the minutes of the ordinary meeting of Sandwich Town Council as trustee of Sandwich Tollbridge Fund held on the 25th of March 2024, and to consider any matters arising from those minutes not covered elsewhere in this agenda. This is attachment 1. Do I have a proposer for the minutes? That's Councillor Chuka, and the seconder for the minutes, Councillor Morehouse. All those in favour of the minutes for the Tollbridge Fund, please show. And that's passed. Thank you very much. Sorry, Councillor Anderson, are you okay with locating the minutes? And do you need some more time at all? Are you sure you're okay? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, just checking.
Need two machines, don't we?
Yeah, that's the problem with Apple. Item number 4 is payment schedules. 4A is to approve the Sandwich Tollbridge Fund payment, and that is attachment 2A. 4B is to approve the Sandwich Tollbridge Fund Guildhall payment schedule for April. That's 2B. And 4C is to approve the Sandwich Museum and Archives payment schedule for April. So that's those 4 items. Could I have a proposer and a seconder? Councillor Franklin to propose, and a seconder, Councillor Pennington. All those in favour, please show. Thank you very much. That item has been passed there. And then finance and investments, item number 5. 5A is to receive and approve the Sandwich Tollbridge Fund statement of accounts as of 31st of March 2024, attachment 3A. 5B is to receive and approve the Sandwich Tollbridge Fund Guildhall statement of accounts as at 31st March 24, that's 3B. 5C is to receive and approve the Sandwich Guildhall Museum statement of accounts as at 31st March 24, that is 3C. And 5D is to receive and approve the Quilter Cheviot Assets Management Monthly Investment Report as at 31st of March 2024, and that is 3D. Could I have a proposer and seconder for those, please? Councillor Franklin proposing, and a seconder, please. Oh, thank you. Councillor Black is seconding that. All those in favour, please show. Thank you very much. That's been passed. Thank you.
Can you record my abstention?
Oh, beg your pardon.
Yeah.
1 abstention. Item number 6 is the investment drawdown request, and the trustees to consider a request from the RFO to draw down £15,000 from Sandwich Tollbridge Fund investments to top up the Sandwich Tollbridge Fund account, and a decision is required on this. And this, I believe, is to top up for the money.
Yeah.
Let's get us over to the next. Well, thank you very much. And this is to request permission to draw down £15,000 to top up the Sandwich Tollbridge Fund. The balance at the 1st of April in the Tollbridge Fund was £10,971. This has increased to 15,208 due to income received. Grants totalling 6,500 have been approved and need to be paid out in April. That is more than half of this year's expected grant funding. Therefore, it's necessary to increase the funds in the account to cover these and other expected expenditures such as salaries, insurance for the next month or two. So this is quite essential to undertake this.
The RFO has shared it's hopefully a very exciting update. So the income for the car park at the rear, the income is due into the Tollbridge Fund within 2 weeks, and it's generously a lot more than the budget was provided. So it looks as though the income generated is a lot more than we were expecting. So it's quite likely that this drawdown won't be necessary straight away, as long as those funds hit the account in time, because Dover District Council couldn't clarify which date, but they said within 2 weeks.
Right, I see. Councillor Chuka, did you have a question? No, that's it.
Can you refresh my memory of how much we've profiled for the year as the drawdown, the expected drawdown over the year?
Yeah, so the total approved budget for drawdown is £72,700.
And this 15,000 is an instalment of that.
Yes.
And we are comfortable that 15,000 keeps us within profile of where we want to have as the end year out turn.
Yes.
Okay, so this isn't exceptional, this isn't beyond expectations, this is
No.
what...
No,
This,
that's correct, yeah. So are you proposing,
Yeah,
Councillor
proposing,
Franklin?
yeah.
Thank you. Could I have a seconder, please, or Councillor Chuka? And all those in favour, please show. Thank you. And Councillor Morehouse, is that
Is that
read?
against?
Okay, thank you. And Councillor Pennington is
Abstaining.
one abstention there. Thank you very much. And that is passed. Item number 7, frequency of STBF and TBF committee meetings. There's a proposal of the schedule from the town clerk, which is attachment number 5, which we have discussed in the Sandwich Town Council meeting. Has anybody a proposal?
We propose to agree this. Propose we agree it.
Thank you very much. Do I have a seconder to? Councillor Pennington, thank you very much. And all those in favour, please show. Thank you. That's unanimous. Very much. That's
Yeah, I'll record.
oh, beg your pardon.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't see that. Sorry. Beg your pardon.
I'll just make a comment that I think that given that this committee will be meeting much less frequently, I think organisations that expect to have their applications considered on a month-by-month basis need to be told, or something needs to be put on the website. It's actually quite difficult to find on the website anything to do with the Tollbridge Fund because it's not been separated off. But I do think that grant applicants need to be given deadlines that connect with this new timetable.
Yes, I know that we're going to propose that we move to a 2 period application dates, so that people are given 2 or 3 months in which to apply, and then those applications are looked at. You know, it could be you have 5, 6, 7 applications in that 2-month period, but they are then all comparable and compared with each other, so that instead of taking an application each month, which you'll soon run out of the funding.
But that, I think, needs to be made clear.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll make a note of that. Thank you. Councillor Wiles.
Yeah, I did start drafting the revised criteria for grant application. It has been deferred, but perhaps that could come to the next meeting and include a definite statement that we only open the window twice a year.
Yeah,
Maybe a month
indeed.
at a time.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
We'll bring that to a future
Because
agenda.
otherwise we just get bombarded with
Thank you.
more applications.
So item number 8 is the volunteer policy for the museum. Following the Museum and Archive Committee meeting, trustees are recommended to approve the Guildhall Museum volunteer policy. This is attachment number 6, and as we have stated, this has been agreed by the Museum and Archive Committee already. Is that a proposal?
No.
Oh.
This reflects what we've talked about in the town council. We have to start having terms of reference that give committees power. because we're not going to go through this in detail. We have discussed in tremendous detail. It doesn't seem the best use of limited time that we bring it here to a rubber stamp.
Indeed, yeah, that can be taken back to town clerk, and in future we don't bring those here, so that can be done.
I think as well, what members will need to think from May, everybody has to start trusting committees as well. I think that is the problem, that, you know, there has been a history of maybe committees not being trusted, so that's where we need to get to as well.
But part of that was also that the terms of reference of the committees really do need to be looked at. We discussed that last time, and I think we felt that F&GP was the place to do it. But it needs to happen. It has to go through it committee by committee.
Exactly.
Because at the moment they're a little bit of a
Mishmash.
a mishmash might be a polite word, but a bit politer now.
Thank you.
I think it's important though that when it comes to the full council, people that are not on the committees can still make a comment.
Yeah, that
Otherwise you're going to have the committee.
that's-
At the moment it's only the planning that has delegated powers, isn't it?
yeah,
So I still think otherwise,
well,
I think you can't,
yeah,
I totally against you, otherwise you're going to have council
yeah.
by committee, you won't have council by the full town council, and I'm
The-
against that.
Yeah, well, the agendas for all the committees go out to all the councillors.
Yeah.
So if you actually look through,
They
No, they don't.
don't.
No, they
That's
don't.
one of the biggest gripes that
I
we've
thought
got.
they did. They used to.
No.
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 So I,
Oh, sorry,
I,
I beg your pardon. I take that back.
no,
Sorry.
No, I share the agendas with whoever's on that committee
Yeah.
membership.
Yeah.
The agendas and all their packs are on the website, so any councillor who wants to look at the agendas, they're on the website. But I email them out to only the committee membership.
Well, in that case, I do agree with Councillor Franklin. We would have to have some way that other councillors are able to comment on the decisions made. So, Councillor Wild.
I mean, the standing orders and the terms of reference, they're 95% there. They need a bit of tweaking, and I think FGP should be the place where that happens. But yeah, so that's what we need to do.
Indeed. Yeah, thank you for that.
I really do think there has been a problem with a lot of committee meetings. Full information is not available to councillors. We had that issue with the planning in March of a document suddenly appeared which nobody knew about outside of the committee. And I would think that when we talk about this at the F&GP, we should put a requirement in that actually there is a better dissemination or at least notification as to what is on the committee.
Indeed.
Otherwise you're right, you know, we
It's
won't be able to discuss
exactly,
properly.
yeah.
But otherwise it'd be pointless having these full council meetings.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
already decided by committee.
Yeah. Indeed.
It'd be
The
pointless having
item
town
on the
council.
agenda currently is the volunteer policy for the museum. So could I have a proposer and seconder for the volunteer policy? Thank you, Councillor Franklin and Councillor Wiles. All those in favour of the volunteer policy? Thank you. Any abstaining? Any against? Thank you very much.
So,
That is
Mr. Mayor,
passed.
could I just ask a question on that? Because is the social media policy now applicable to all volunteers?
It is, that is correct. I can guarantee you
that
that. I
question.
can guarantee you that. That was raised as well. Hasn't it?
Don't the volunteers have to sign it?
Yeah, they do have to sign that they've read all of the policies. Yeah, that was in the Museum and Archive meeting. Yeah.
Correct.
Were you there at all? Were you?
I was.
Oh, you were. Sorry. Oh, you should have heard that then. We discussed that. We discussed that at the Museum and Archives meeting. Sorry. Item number 9 is perhaps a similar one. Is the museum emergency plan. Trustees are to receive and consider a report from the museum coordinator that seeks delegated authority for the town clerk to agree the museum's emergency plan in the interim period with the proposed plan to be an item on the next STBF agenda. Decision is required, and this is attachment 7. And this is just literally due to the time scale that we can't actually, in order to get the emergency plan in, we need to delegate the agreement of it to the town clerk. That's all we're asking for. So could I have a proposer and a seconder for delegation of the emergency plan? Thank you very much, Councillor Franklin. Could I have a seconder on this delegated power to the, I'm sure she won't abuse the emergency plan for us. Thank you, Councillor Morehouse. And all those in favour, please show. Okay, and there's one abstention from Councillor Duke. Anybody against? No? Thank you, that item is passed there. And then item number 10 is confidential matters under the Public Bodies Admissions to Meetings Act 1960, extended by the Section 100 of the Local Government Act 1972. The public may be excluded from the meeting for the following items of business. On the grounds that they involve the likely disclosure of exempt information as defined in Part 1, Schedule 12A of the Local Government Act 1972 by virtue of the paragraph specified against the item. And the item is number 1, work relating to commercial sensitivity within a specific proposed project. And a decision is required on that. Can I have a proposer and a seconder for going into confidential? Thank you, Councillor Pennington and Councillor Mallet. All those in favour of going into confidential, please show. And that's unanimous. Thank you very much.